So I am not a predator, okay? And thank goodness I am not, because I am 6'6", 200 pounds, have the genetics to be built like God, like literally. I'm very handsome and have very little empathy for others, okay? So I'd be a problem if I was a predator. Yeah, by the way, something I think is weird is people always equate someone not having empathy to like the desire to assault someone, you know what I mean? Anytime I'm like, oh yeah, empathy isn't really that necessary, they're like, oh, so you just want to go around taking people's lives, huh? It's like, no, like, you understand? There are plenty of people who don't have empathy who have no desire to take somebody's life or do anything of the sort. Like, that's simply not how it works. But anyways, one day I was going to this function, okay, me and my friends. These friends are all women, okay, that's integral to the story. Basically, it was me and, yeah, there was five of them. We pull up to the function, right? And we're having a good time. We're chilling. We're drinking. We drunk before we got there, but then we're also drinking there. And then four of the five friends, I believe, left the party because they were going to a different party, but like black people weren't allowed there. So I was just staying at the one we were at. Basically, the reason all five friends didn't go is because one of the five friends got very like obliterated, like completely like blacked out. They're like, Bryce, make sure she's okay. And I'm like, okay, there's kind of a lot of responsibility put on me. But also, like, the thing is, she was so messed up to the point, you know, have you ever been at a function where basically someone's so messed up, someone's so drunk, it kind of becomes like, they become like the main thing of the party. Like it kind of like stops proceedings, but like in a way where it's like, they don't even ruin it because everyone else is like so like drunk where like, they just like that they have an activity. So basically like they had her like laying on the couch. They were like feeding her like water and stuff, like, you know, like they're treating her like a hamster. So anyways, I was like, okay, it's a lot of pressure on me to make sure she's okay, but at the same time, she's okay. Okay, people are taking care of her at the function. But then got to the point where it's like, yeah, like she definitely has to go home. Now, mind you, these five friends, they all live together. Okay, so here's a map. I'm not going to give you the exact place for obvious reasons, but actually I probably could do that. They don't live there anymore. But anyways, basically in this general area was where they lived, right? And we were somewhere like, right, okay, actually it was more so this area, right? You see this, like, do you see like where I'm pointing, like this like right side right here, if you're like looking at it like this? So over here, right? And we were like somewhere here around this area. This isn't exact, but like directionally, this is where it's at. Absolutely. So as you can see, this is not a very large area. So everything's walkable. Like I think, yeah, we literally walked to the function that day. Now, mind you, here's something to note. Everyone at this party was rocking with me heavily. Like they thought I was the coolest guy ever, but probably because I was large and black, you know, and they hadn't really, they didn't get that much large and black attention, but like everyone thought I was super cool, I promise. And I only say that because it's kind of notable because people usually don't think I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like a rarity when people are like, oh my gosh, like they were like amazed at me, bro. And I was just like existing. It was super nice. They taught me how to smoke a cigar that day. Okay. I really appreciated those, you know, humans over there. But anyways, everyone's like, yeah, like she has to go home and she lives at such and such place. Now, the thing about this is everyone knows the names of all the places because the place is so small, like the town is small. And generally people also know where the buildings are. And at this point, nobody's good to drive. So I'm like, okay, I guess, you know, we're at walking distance. We're not far away. Obviously, I'm her friend. I can walk her back to the crib. So basically, again, we're in this general area. She lives, for the sake of the argument, right here. Like, just for the sake of, like, direction, she lives, like, right here, right? I'm walking this way, right? You can follow the cursor. I'm walking this way and then going to turn right. And again, she's not like walking fast because she's obviously very drunk. And then they came running after me outside the function, right? And this girl, she was like, yo, are you like a bad guy? And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, okay, she lives at such and such and everyone's saying it's this way and you're taking her that way. And I'm like, I know where she lives, bro. It's over here. Like, it's to the right. And they're like, no, like literally dudes coming out. They're like, no, bro, it's over there. It's over there. And I was like, yo, like I'm drunk and we're all drunk right now, but I swear to God, it's over there. And then they were like, oh, no. We'll get someone to drive. We'll get someone to drive. After we've all established everyone there, like no one was good to drive. So I'm like, bro, and also I'm like, bro, y'all know, like I know her, right? Like not only did we pull up with the same friend group, but like you saw us pull up in the same friend group. And look, I would be remiss if I did not mention the fact that yes, predators, creepy guys come in all shapes and forms, okay? It comes in, you know, most women are assaulted by people that they know. But my problem was their argument for like I was being like creepy was the fact that I was taking her this way to the right when that's where she lived. And like, and some dude just incorrectly was like, no, it's over there. And it literally was. I'm like, this can't be your argument. And anyways, we got someone to drunk drive us. And basically, guess where they went? They went, hold up, the map's not up. Let me shrink myself. They went to the right because that's where the building was. So I'm like, bro, like, y'all, like, what are we doing? Like that, everything that happened back there was like fear mongering to its highest degree. Like, it was literally just some like dude being like, wait, no, like, that's not where she lives. And everyone was like, wait, no. When literally, like, I don't know if it was a new building or something, but when I tell you, it was just common sense that the building was over there. And the things, again, this is a small town. If we weren't also drunk, we might have been able to see the building in the distance. Oh yeah, something about this girl, another element of it. Me and her had canoodled before, the drunk one. Not obviously not that day, but like things had happened. But ironically, when those things happened, I was always like too sauced, so I couldn't really get activated. So it's like nothing happened, but enough happened to be like things happened. You know what I mean? But the crazy thing about that is one of her friends I was good friends with, so I thought, right? But apparently we might have not been just friends and I had no idea. Now you're gonna tell me I'm stupid, okay? But like me and that friend, there'd be some cuddling every once in a while, some side smooches every now and then. But I thought that was just a platonic thing because we had never been like, oh, like we're not platonic. Oh yeah, and we also like we would tell each other like, oh yeah, you're attractive, stuff like that. But we always kind of like we never took it there. But it's like there were things like we've slept in the same bed, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm over here and you're over there. Like we were kind of, you know what I mean? But I didn't really pick up on that. But then one day, her friend got drunk and came up to me. We were actually all kind of drunk. And she came up to me. She was like, okay, so who are you going to pick? This girl or this girl? One being the girl that I had canoodled with. The other being that girl where I thought we were just friends. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you know what I'm talking about. And she was like, Bryce, they literally both want you. And I was like, are you joking? Because when I tell you, I didn't believe it. She was like, no, Bryce, trust. She was like, I know I'm drunk right now, but like, ask me when I'm sober, and I'm gonna give you the same thing. I asked her when she was sober. I texted her when she was sober. She completely ignored it. Because I think she knew like she blew the lid off like the can and she wasn't supposed to do that. Yeah. So, anyways, me and that one girl, platonic friends. However, I got all these things. Like you may think to yourself, like, bro, obviously, like there was something there. Here's the thing: I did not get suspicious until she ended up getting a boyfriend, and then me and her like started like talking less, and I was like, maybe because now here's the thing, mind you, I met bro, super nice, super chill guy. Like I don't think he was like, oh, like you can't talk to your friend, blah 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 blah. I think perhaps there was some romantic interest, and look, this is me just speculating. Okay, I don't know. Perhaps there was some romantic interest in a sense. I'm not saying it was anything extreme. It could have been something minute. But then obviously you get in a relationship with somebody and then, your romantic interest in somebody else would dissipate. Especially when it seems like a guy is kind of just like, kind of like throwing you around. Like not throwing you around, but you know what I mean. And also I did something horrible. I did something horrible. Basically, I was supposed to spend the holidays with her and her family. I know that sounds kind of should I have known, or is that a friend? No, friends do that. Friends do that. But basically, I got really anxious at the last minute, backed out. Okay, I'm sure that was heartbreaking. I feel horrible about that to this day. And not just it's the fact that like again like I backed out, like there was a plan, and then like I do bad with plans sometimes. That's why sometimes like someone will ask me, I hate when people ask me like, now here's the thing, sometimes if it's a professional plan, like if it's about making money, like if that's involved, I'm locking in. Like when I went to LA during the summer, bro, a little influencer trip, I was like, okay, bet, locking in. I'm making sure I'm making my flight, stuff like that. But when it comes to things like that, especially like my thing is when I get anxious and someone's like doing like a nice gesture for me, in my mind, the best thing I can do is take myself out of the situation. And that's a really bad habit. I don't know if any of you are like me, but if you are like me, bro, try to get that habit out of your system. Because I have these problems all the time, right? Like I get anxious about something and I just like stop like talking to people, stop texting people. And then in my mind, they come back, they're like, yo, that's messed up. You stop talking to me, you stop texting me. And I'm like, in my mind, it's like easier for you because I'm not there. Right? It's like I'm no longer like a stressor for you. But then like people tell me, they're like, no, like it's kind of more stressful when like I need you there and you're not there. And I'm like, oh, but like I still struggle with that. I think maybe because my father abandoned me, I don't know what it's like to be there for people. That might be a thing. Also, I think for most of my life, now mind you, I'm 23. Okay, so most of it means like maybe like the first like 15 years, nobody wanted me around. I mean, like people hated my guts, you know what I mean? Except for my family, but my family doesn't count. I mean, also my family, except for, like my father and all that, but no, family doesn't count. See, and I think that's one of my problems too. It's like, sometimes I'm like, bro, like people hate me. And then people are like, oh, but like your mom loves you so much. I'm like, bro, that doesn't count. See, bro, that's why I'll never lose I'll never lose to the mama's boy allegations. My mom's love for me is simply an accessory. Like I simply don't count it because it's always just been a thing. That's why, bro, when people are like I will never understand why people appreciate bad moms. I remember one time this dude was glazing his mom. Like he was like, oh yeah, I'll do anything for my mom. I'll protect my mom, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh yeah, moms are cool. That unconditional love, they'll do anything for you. And he was like, nah, like I don't know about doing anything for me. And I'm like, what? Bro, please, bro. Like, how do you even love your mother then? Like, here's the thing. I love my mom, but if she wasn't a good mom, I would not love her whatsoever, okay? And some people, again, some people have situations where their moms are like just really hard on them for no reason, just constantly like crapping on them. And they're like, oh, but I still love my mom. You shouldn't. You should not. And I feel like people try to make that argument with like me and my dad. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. My dad, the worst thing he ever did to me was not be there. And I feel like that's not that bad, which again goes with what I'm talking about in the story, where it's like my worst, if the worst thing that I do to you is not being there, I feel like that's me being a pretty good person. Now, if my dad, you know, like say, I don't know, like calling me like the B word or something growing up or laying his hands on me, absolutely would not love him. No, no exceptions. But yeah, anyways, my mom's love didn't count. Okay. So it's like, yeah, I'd go into the house, you know, my mom would be like, I love you so much. You're my son. Ah, and I'd be like, ah, thanks, mom. But then, you know, I'd go to school and people would be like, ew, I hate you. Oh my gosh. I remember one time I invited this girl to my birthday. I was in like second grade. She responded with, I hate you. I was like, bro, why? What did I do? And I remember I got a detention one day because I said she was hot. I was bro, it was crazy. Like the way our chairs were set up, it was a giant U and there was a mini U inside it. I was on the one end of the giant U and she was in like she was in like the opposite corner. Wait, let me see if I can make a whiteboard graph. Okay, so this is gonna be poorly drawn, mind you. But anyways, it was like this. Do I want to make this a block or do I want to make it like, yeah, I'm gonna make it a block. It's gonna be a bad block though. Okay, beware. They used to arrange our seats like this. I don't know. Did they do this with y'all, bro? Like they used to arrange our seats like really weird, like just for fun. Like literally, like they just knew we liked when our seats were arranged a certain way. And then just so you know, if you think this is bad, bro, you should see my handwriting. Like I think that's part of the reason why this is so bad. Like I have dysgraphia. It's a thing, you can look it up. Like it literally makes my handwriting bad. Like there's like some sort of delay when I'm doing something like trying to like write. Which again, I mean, again, like I know I'm clicking mouse, but there's like a bit of a delay. So it's like I can't really process what I'm doing until after it's already done. See, like that was me trying to write my name. Anyways, point is, I was right here. I'm gonna write me. Again, see, horrible. She was about here. Bro, the story's so funny. Basically, I forgot. Oh my gosh. I don't know what the teacher was talking about. I do not know what the teacher was talking about. I don't know where this came from. But basically, oh, should I draw me? Nah. Anyways. I don't know what the teacher was about. But I remember I said to the kid next to me, his name was Xavier. I was like, some people are, no, that wasn't Xavier. It was Cameron. I'm so sorry. I know you don't even know these people, but like, I got to get the names right because Xavier was right here. Oh my gosh, this story is so much even funnier than I remember. Basically, I told this guy, Cameron, he's a C. I said, some people are hot and some people are not. And Shorty is hot. Obviously, I didn't say Shorty, I said her name. So I told, I was like, oh, some people are not. Someone's hot. Like I said that right here. And then he literally immediately turned. Bryce said, so-and-so's hot. And then this person turned. Bryce said, so-and-so's hot. This person turned. Bryce said, when I tell you, this seems ridiculous in hindsight, but when I tell you, I swear to God, on all of my accounts, on everyone I love, on your life, on all of my viewership, on literally, like, this is exactly how it went down. It was literally a game of telephone, and I remember seeing it vividly. Like, I remember someone hearing and then turning. When I tell you, we had never done anything like, bro, you know those things that only happen when you're a kid? Life genuinely used to be a cartoon because why do we do, like, when I tell you, literally, there was no other instance where someone said something like whispering to somebody and then it was like spread across like that. Like, it literally just happened this time. So anyways, Bryce said so-and-so's hot. Bryce said so-and-so's hot. Bryce said so-and-so. Bryce said so-and-so's hot. Bryce said so-and-so's hot. Bryce said so-and-so's hot. Bryce said so-and-so's hot. When it got to Xavier, the problem with Xavier, this man did not know how to whisper. There was that one kid in the class every time did not know how to whisper. So he turns. Bryce said so-and-so's hot. She hears this. She hears this from all the way over there. So there's like 2-3 people between them, but like she hears it. It was gonna get to her anyway, so like there was never any like I wasn't mad at bro. Actually, this guy Xavier, I remember I threw rocks at his head. He had a very big head, dude, and I got in trouble for that. That was crazy. Like I remember one time, I forgot what we were arguing about. Basically, he tried to throw rocks at me. He missed. Okay, I'm an athlete. I've always been an athlete. And then I was like, oh, miss me, miss me. Now you gotta kiss me again. I was a child. Okay, that was very corny, but I was a child. And then he was like, missy, 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 and then literally sprinted away. And I picked up more rocks and I chased him down and then threw him and hit the back of his head. He actually fell. And I'm like, bro, no way they hit the back of your head that hard. And he started crying, went to the teacher, and I got in trouble. And then, bro, my mom's so dramatic. I remember she was like, Bryce, you stoned him. I was like, Mom. I didn't laugh at the time, but like looking back, it was so funny. But I'm like, Mom, you don't understand. I'm like, Mom, you don't understand. These kids be messing with me, bro. Being a tall kid is low key the worst, bro. Like people just mess with you all the time. Like they just always want to test you. I had to stab a kid, bro, in like second grade. To this day, he'll always bring it up when he sees me. He'll be like, bro, remember when you stabbed me? But the reason I did that is because bro, we were at the museum. Okay, it was a field trip. Went to the gift shop. That was my favorite part. I got something called Mars Mud. It was like silly putty, but a little goopier, and I liked it. I was playing with it, and he basically snatched it out of my hands because it was the first half of the day was at the museum, and then we spent the rest of the day at school. Okay, so this was recess now. Anyways, he snatches it out of my hands, and I'm like, yo, can you give it back? And he's like, no. I pick up a stick, right? I pick up a sharp stick. And he's like, what are you going to do, stab me? And I was like, yes. Can you please give it back? I was very autistic as a child. Like, stuff like that I have another story for you after this. But he was like, no. I stabbed him. He immediately went to the teacher. And the thing is, he dropped my Mars mud. It got all in the wood chips. Okay, by the way, it was split up. There was half of the recess thing, half the playground was wood chips. The other half was pebbles, like rocks. And the rocks, were what I threw at that kid's head, okay? But then this is the other instance. We're by the wood chips now. He drops my Mars mud in the wood chips. It's useless now, bro. I don't want Mars mud with wood. Like I like the goopiness. I love like pushing it around. But he completely ruined it because now it's all wood chippy. He went to the teacher and I remember, I'll never forget, her name was Mrs. Clark. She was genuinely racist, bro. And I'll never forget, one time I literally saw, like, she was a white person, like, walked up, threw something in the trash, and then a black kid walked up, threw something in the trash. She was standing right by the trash. When the white person did it, she was like, when the black kid did it, she was like, swear to God on my life, bro. And I hope you have me, like, big enough so you can see those facial expressions. She made a stank face at the black kid. I loved throwing around the race card. In elementary school, I feel like I might be getting. Now here's the thing: I don't believe in karma, but if karma was real, I'm definitely getting it with the phantom misogyny allegations that I get because I used to accuse everyone of being racist. I used to say, like, literally to a teacher's face, I'm like, "Is it because I'm black?" And looking back, I probably put those teachers in horrible situations. Anyways, Mrs. Clark came up to me, and she was like, "Did you?" She was like, No, she didn't even ask me. She was like, "You stabbed him with that stick," and I was like, "No, I just hit him with it." And she was like, but you hit him with the sharp part. That's called stabbing. I was like, oh, man, see, because I was trying to lie. I was trying to lie my way out of it because I knew stabbing was worse than hitting. But yeah, bro, I think they suspended me for like either a day or just the rest of the day. And my mom was mad at me again. I was like, Mom, you don't understand. He took my Mars mud. And I think my mom defended me that time. She's like, bro, he's stealing from him. Like my mom, she'll always defend me first before she gets mad at me about something. So she didn't approve of the stabbing whatsoever, but she's like, yo, like you got to watch these kids because they're always like messing with them. And it's true. They always were messing with me. That's why he got stabbed. Anyways, more autism stories. I remember one time, this was kindergarten. I was, oh yeah, oh my, no. Yeah, no, I was kindergarten. And the way the playground worked is 4th and 5th grade was on the rock side. And except that one day I threw pebbles at that kid, they let the younger kids go to the pebble side because I think 4th, 5th graders, like they weren't there that day for some reason. I mean, bro, there was just so much random stuff that would happen like as a kid. Anyways, we are in the wood chip section. So it's kindergarten through 3rd grade. This 3rd grader walked up, and me and my friend, I'm gonna never forget it, his name is Parker. His name is, I was about to give his full government, but anyways, his name's Parker. We're on the swings, right? We're having a good time. And then like this kid walks up to him, big fat fatty, by the way, fat kid. He was like, yo, like, get off the swing. And Parker was like, nah. And he said, get off the swing or I'll punch you. Also, I completely butchered what just happened. I'm gonna have to retell it. On the other side of me, friend named Adrian. Okay. Anyways, fat kid walked up. He's like, get off the swing. Parker was like, no. And he was like, get off the swing or I'll punch you. And I said, leave him alone or I'll punch you. And he said, do it. Again, I was a very autistic child. When he said, do it, I was like, oh, he wants me to punch him. So I punched him in his face and he cried and he went to tell a teacher. And then I got in trouble for that. And I was like, bro, like he literally asked me to do it. I did not see what at all was wrong with that. I didn't understand like the sarcasm of it. But yeah, I used to physically assault kids. But the thing is, whoa, out of context, that's crazy. As a child, I used to physically assault kids, the other children that were also my age or sometimes older than me. But it was always like in defense. No, like I remember this one dude. I told you guys about the Gooner, right? The dude who he was like really into adult videos at a very young age. Anyways, the first time I walked up to bro, and me and him were crazy like frenemies like for the rest of our like school lives. Basically, bro, we literally became rivals. We were both in band, bro. We both like playing the drums. So like he wanted more drum parts than me, and I was like, nah, like I want more parts. It was actually a crazy rivalry. Anyways, I mentioned this another video, so I'm gonna make it short. Basically, his cousin was this girl right here. His cousin was the girl who I said was hot. Bro, that dude, it's crazy how this all loops together. His cousin and her best friend walked up to me one day, and then they're like, "Oh, like so and so's bothering us." I was like, "Who?" It was his first day at the school. Okay, so then they're like, "Hey, just like walk up and like tell him to like leave us alone." And I was like, "Okay." And the second I walk up, puts his hands around my neck, starts choking me, and I'm like, yeah. And here's the thing again, like I'm not trying to make it sound like I was like the John Wick of. I have so many stories. I'm not trying to make it sound like I was like the John Wick of like my elementary school, but like, bro, I was like, and I grabbed his head. Undefeated elementary school move. I also threatened to take someone's life when I was in elementary school. Bro, elementary school, that was a tough time, bro. Like I felt like the Punisher, bro, going there every day. Actually, no, more like Daredevil. I was right. Nah, I could see. I had eyes. I had very good eyesight, actually. I don't want to say Batman because I feel like that's corny. Okay, Moon Knight. Okay, maybe Moon Knight because I was a little crazy. Yeah, bro, I was like the Moon Knight of my school, bro. Like, bah, 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 bah. And I got in trouble for that too. But I'm like, bro, he literally like choked me first. But the thing, I used to get choked a lot. And I always blacked out when I got choked. And I don't mean like, oh, I blacked out in a rage. Like I absolutely knew when I hit him, like I was very conscious like when I hit him. But basically it's like all I would see is I would see their arms go like this, and I would see their hands, and the next thing I know, their hands would be gone. You know what I mean? And I'm like, whoa. One time I got strangled, bro. What elementary school did I go to, bro? It's actually crazy. I want to tell you, these are things that I've thought about separately, but I never thought about them together. So I'm not even realizing until just now how crazy this probably sounds. Basically, I was on the bus, bro, and I remember this one kid. His name was Shahada. And bro, I'm like, and I remember I was he was my sister's age. My sister's 4 years older than me. So basically, I'm like, bro, like, Shahada, what's up? Like because I remember like he used to like let me like hang out with him. Like he was like one of like the cool kids. So I was like, oh sweet, I'm a young guy hanging out with the cool kids. I think he might have had a crush on my sister though. I don't know. But basically, one day on the bus, he was arguing with my sister. Man, that's crazy. He was arguing with my sister, and then like since he was mad at her, he started strangling me in the back of the bus. When I tell you, I didn't remember getting strangled, but my sister told my mom that it happened. Oh yeah, and when he was strangling me, he was calling me the F slur, which is crazy. I'm like, bro, like we're elementary schoolers, bro. I didn't even like in hindsight. I'm like, bro, how did they even know? Anyways, strangling me, calling me slurs. I didn't remember any of it, but my sister, like, she was like telling my mom the story, and I was there, and I was like, what? This happened? And then I went to the principal's office, and then the principal asked me, like, hey, what happened? Like, I felt like I was being groomed, okay? Not groomed by the principal in like a romantic way, but I felt like I was being coached into my answers because I'm like, bro, I literally don't remember being strangled. I don't think that happened. But then my mom was like, no, like it happened. And I'm like, bro, what? Are we setting up Shahada right now? And I remember this dude Reggie used to come, bro. This dude Reggie, he had like two goons with him, bro. They tried to beat me up every day. I had to try my best just to fight him off, okay? I remember one time I slammed this dude's head. We had multiple slides, right? Because it's a playground. But then, like, I slammed this dude's head into this one metal slide we had. I was like, slam. But then there was too many of them. It was a numbers game, okay? Then I started getting, and mind you, these dudes are like 2 grades ahead of me, bro. Like, I'm fighting for my life here. I don't have friends. I don't have any goons that are gonna back me up, bro. Like, sometimes I'm just hanging dolo. And bro, mind you, they had no reason to do this to me, bro. I think it was literally just because I was bigger than everybody. They were just like, oh, like, that's the biggest guy. Let's hit him. Bro, it was like prison mentality, but we were kids. Bro, when I'm telling you these stories, it might sound ridiculous, but if I'm lying, I hope I die today. Like, I swear to God. Like, bro, I remember one time me and this dude got into it. It was fourth grade. Basically, I don't remember what we were arguing about, bro. But we got into it. He pushed me, punched him clean in his face. Oh, I hope that didn't peak too loud. But I punched him clean in his face. He started laughing because my punches apparently don't hurt at all. I have very weak arms, right? And he's just sitting there laughing at me. I'm like, what do? I bow. Kicked him right in the gut, bro. He fell to his knees. I got in trouble for that, bro. And they were talking about like suspending me. I'm like, dude, like you don't understand. He started it. I actually ended up ending that guy's football career low key, which sorry, bro, but like, don't become ops with me in elementary school, bro. Like, you saw how things were playing out in elementary school. Oh, bro, there's this one time, bro, I was just talking to me and this dude were just talking. I was talking to this guy's friend, and I think he thought we were about to fight, so he started like fighting me without anybody's consent. His name was Omarius, bro. I'll never forget, bro. He's like, bow, 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 bow. He had good hands, bro. It hurt my arm so bad. Thank God he didn't like punch me in the face. And he was a little dude too. He was like. Like he was just moving. I'm like, bro, why? Like, why are you doing this? Oh yeah, and this dude Cameron, me and him were like best friends. But I ended up, wait, did I mention I threatened someone's life? Oh yeah, it was his. Yeah, it was his. Yeah, me and him got into beef. I forgot what happened. But there was a point, me and him were fighting every recess. Like we would go, cause like there's this place. Oh, I wonder if I can find it. I wonder if I can find a picture. Y'all see this right here? Can I make this bigger? Open image, a new tab. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. Can I zoom in? I'm sorry. I'm not a tech whiz. Is this giving you the ick as a viewer? Are you getting content icked? Bro, how do I? There's got to be a way, right? There's got to be a way. Anyways, this is oh my gosh, it looks so much smaller than I remember, but I guess I don't know, it's zoomed out. This is the smaller side, right? This is for the younger kids. This is the wood chip place, and it might have gone through renovations, but this is where the wood chips were. This is where the stones and pebbles were. All right, and then these were the fields people would play soccer every day. Bro, when I tell you, they hated to play soccer against me because I'd always kick people. Maybe I was the problem, bro, because I did really like kicking people when I was playing soccer. Like, literally, they had the ball, I'd run up, pow! And they'd be like, Bryce, no slide tackling. And I'd be like, I don't know what that means, bro. I don't know anything about soccer, bro. But we had a bunch of like soccer. We had a bunch of ethnic people who really liked soccer or football, But anyways, I love the violence. Basically, me and Cameron, these trees used to be a lot higher. So there was a lot of shade. We would go here and we would fight every day. Every day, bro. Okay, bro, I'll tell you this. I can't. Okay, basically, I'm not going to tell you the name of this person, but someone had a big, like, this wasn't elementary school. This is random. Someone had a big sore on their lip, right? Which in hindsight was probably like a cold sore, some form of it. And bro, it was really big, and it was like there for a while, bro. Like while we were at school, and then one day he got into an argument with someone, and then someone brought it up. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's why you got your thing on your lip." And then I was like, "What even is that?" And I was genuinely asking. I was like, "What is that?" And they were like, "I know, right?" And I'm like, "No, like I don't mean like what is that as in like to contribute to the insult. I mean like genuinely, what is it?" I thought that was funny. But anyways, yeah, me and that dude, we would be pow pow pow. We'd be throwing him every day. I remember one time this dude, bro. When I tell you, this dude is like. He's like one of the bigger, I guess, like thugs to come out of my elementary school. I tried to slam his head into the metal slide. Bro, he was prepared. He grabbed the side with his arms to like stop it, elbowed me in the stomach. I was like, oh my gosh, bro. And then he started running inside because recess was over, right? And then we're getting in the lunch line. And then literally in the lunch line, like I walked up to him, pow, pow, right in the kisser. And then I got in trouble, but then I started crying, and they understood. They understood because that kid, he was a bully. Because again, I know I started the story with the fact that like I tried to slam his face into the slide, but that wasn't the beginning of the fight. You know what I mean? And then, okay, this might be the last one. I don't know. It's at least gonna be one of the last ones. I remember one time, me and my friend, bro, his name was Bilal. We were just chilling, right? Like recess, I think it was about to end, but it didn't quite end yet. And then we looked over, and we saw this dude named Luis, and then this other dude. I don't remember. I think I remember the other dude's name, but for some reason I don't feel comfortable saying his name. It was Luis and the other dude beating up this kid named Joshua, bro. Beating up Joshua, little white dude, glasses. And me and Bilal, we looked at each other. We're like, what? We literally came sprinting in, bro. And when I say, okay, they were close to like a brick wall. And before I tell you what happened, I need you to understand, my mom did not let me watch violent shows, play violent video games, anything like that at that age. Like this all came natural. Okay, so where my camera's set up, so like you're closer to the brick wall, right? I'm running up on you. Me and Bilal, we're running up on you. I go for, and I remember Bilal, he was like, we'll help you, Joshua. Bro, took him off Joshua, kicked him in the stomach, right? Oh, because again, my punches don't hurt, but my kicks hurt. But then once bro was like this, to the top of the head, bro, mad blows. I'm giving bro crazy blows, right? And then, bro, I swear to God, I literally grabbed his shirt, spun him like this. I did a complete 360 360. Okay, so imagine I spun around, like you can literally, like imagine like I'm going like this, right? But now I'm over here. I'm giving you the visual. So now I'm back here. I'm still holding him by the shirt, and he's going along with me. Slam his head into the wall. Bro fell down, okay? He was completely immobilized. And then, like, I turned to look at Bilal, and Bilal has his guy against the brick wall, like, pow, 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 pow. Like, he's literally, like, shoving him, like, back and forth. When I tell you that day, we were truly Batman and Robin. Like, that was amazing. That's one thing I wish I did more I wish I fought more in elementary school. I wish I was one of those kids. Because looking back, I just remember it so fondly. Because the thing is, you would just be trying anything. It's like you were so violent, but no one could do any real damage to each other because like we're all like weak little children. Except this one time I saw this dude get knocked out. Now I'm not involved in this fight. I remember it was one of the dudes, like I didn't even like him, bro. So anyways, basically they got into a fight. Boom, 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 boom. Basically, guy number one, he won the blows, right? Like he got more shots to the face. Guy number two was crying, and then like they're walking him down to the office. And then guy number one wants to go after guy number two. And I'm like, bro, chill, you got him. You won. And then he's like, nah. He runs after bro. And then like starts to square up again. Bro was against the wall crying with Mrs. Daly. And then literally, pow, knocked him out. Bro hit the floor. He slumped. And that, bro, that right there taught me a life lesson. Always quit when you're ahead. That the biggest life lesson. Because mind you, the kid that knocked him out, everyone hated that kid, bro. He was like evil. He was like the villain of the school. Even though I know I probably made it sound like I was the villain of the school because all this fighting, but like he fought more than me, and he would fight for like no reason. So everyone was like, "Yay, you beat him! Yay!" This dude, he wanted some more. He came running after him, got knocked out, got slumped. Okay, don't let that be you. Oh my gosh, I remember I was fighting this autistic kid one time, and look. Him being autistic is integral to the story, and there's nothing wrong with being autistic. I'm also autistic, okay? But it's a spectrum. Me and him were kind of spaced out on the spectrum. Basically, I don't know if he thought he was Goku. I don't really know what Goku does. I just know he has the little run with his arms back. This dude would try charging attacks every time. It was like a boss fight, except like the boss like was horrible. So basically the method to defeat this guy was always like standing in front of something like hard and like heavy, and then moving out of the way at the last second. Cause he would run with his head down, right? Like he literally wasn't able to see. So if you stand, I remember I was standing in front of the pole on the swing set, and then I got out of the way, boom. He was completely demoralized. Okay, and then he went to try to tell the teacher. The teacher's like, "What? Like, did he hit you?" He was like, "No." Like what are you gonna tell him? You know, I think all this fighting happened so much because we had such like a mixture of races that like just naturally everyone was on edge. Like we just felt like we had to fight each other. Not that all the fights were like between different races, but you know what I mean? Like most, like these stories I'm telling you about, like most of these people are black. Like it was a majority black, but it's like we had white people, we had Hispanics, we had Bosnians, if you know what those are. Like we had Asians, you know what I mean? Like we had all sorts of people. So I feel like everyone was just on edge. Dude, I remember I got in trouble because they were trying to say I hit a woman, bro. It was, bro, I was in like fourth grade or fifth grade. No, fourth grade. I remember I was on the bus. She was literally like, like she was in the seat behind me. Like every once in a while she would just like, like when the bus driver wasn't like, I was like, yo, stop. One time, bro, I literally was like this. I was like this, but like, okay, now I'm gonna switch arms just so I can show you what her fist did. She couldn't handle it. Like it hurt her because I blocked her hit. And then she was crying like the rest of the bus ride. And then I get off the bus, right? And then like she also got off my bus stop. She's like crying, like people are like, "Oh, people were mad at me on the bus." They're like, "Oh, how could you do that?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, did y'all see her like hitting me constantly? I literally just parried her. I just parried her, and now it's a problem. And then some dude was there, like he told my mom. He thought my mom was, mind you, the girl who's doing this, white. I mean, I guess that kind of explains why people reacted the way they did. But basically, he thought like she was her parent or something. And basically, he was like, "Oh, the big one hit the little one." I was like, "What do you mean?" My mom was heated, okay? And the thing is, my mom, she wasn't even mad about what happened. She was mad about like the reputation, like what it looks like. Like, you know, like, "Oh, like you're hitting women, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, "Mom, bro, for one, it was a parry. It was a block." And also like, man, bro, that grinded my gears. Plus, you know how many men I had to fight? Bro, there's this one dude, I remember his name was Mitchell. He was the boss of the entire school in like third grade. I don't know how, even, bro, the kid where on the slide I tried to slam his head into it and he grabbed it and elbowed me in the stomach, that guy was completely docile around, bro. And the thing is, he didn't even have to fight, bro. He was just funny. He was just a funny kid. I remember he would like flex and be like, "Hey guys, like everyone like flex." And the thing is, someone could objectively have had bigger arms than him, and he'd just look at them like every time. And then like he literally had that kid who, again, the kid with the block. He was like, "Oh, I don't know how to flex," and I was like, "Wow!" I was like, "I can't believe he got him like that." But he was so, I hated him. That's why every time we played soccer, that's why I was kicking. Oh my gosh, I was big. I was a big kicker. Oh yeah, another thing about Bilal, bro. Like Bilal, the dude who I came running with, me and him were like Batman and Robin. Bro, he bit me because I said I like Michael Jackson, bro. And also because I was light skinned. Bro, like that, dude, when I tell you, bro, being a light skin in elementary school where I grew up, it was horrible, bro. You got slammed. Sometimes literally, like sometimes they would literally be trying to slam me. Thank goodness I was too large. Nah, I remember one time me and Bilal. Oh yeah, by the way, after he bit me, we were still friends. But yeah, one time me and Bilal, we basically, bro, this kid, he was, I don't know, it was the same kid who would run into the pole and like hit his head. I don't, mind you, we had like a good amount of kids go to this elementary school, but like I know there's like a lot of overlap in these stories. But anyways, basically, I'm sorry, I hit the mic. One day, he was choking on a popcorn, right? And then I remember I got behind him, Heimlicked him, completely saved his life. And then, and then he also got stuck in a tree. He was a big climber. Like I told you, very autistic. Big climber this guy was. He got stuck in a tree. Me and Bilal got him out. And basically, me and Bilal told him, we're like, okay, now, I've saved your life once, and then he saved your life once, and now I saved your life while he was saving your life. So it's like 2-1. I basically said, you owe us. I was like, you owe me and him your life. And he was like, yeah. And oh my gosh, being a kid, people just used to go along with things. So then basically we started having him like steal stuff from people, like take stuff like out of their backpacks. And then like basically if there was someone we didn't like, we'd have him like kind of like press him a bit. But sometimes it didn't work because again, like his only fighting move was like him like, running at you full speed. But again, it's like, now one time someone didn't move though, and he genuinely like popped him low key. Now mind you, he also like popped himself, but like he was running at him like this. And like, I don't know why the kid didn't move, but basically it was like, this was like right to like the kid's like sternum, and this kid was like, ugh, ugh. But then he also fell too. So then basically what me and Bilal would do is we would take stuff from other people and then start selling it ourselves. So we would like have other people's like products and then sell it back to them for however much. We were not very picky. Like when I tell you I was the ultimate hustler as a kid, what I used to do I have any paper around here? Okay, I don't have any paper, I don't think. But basically what I used to do is I would take like literally like a regular like just lined sheet of paper, crinkle it up, uncrinkle it, crinkle it up, uncrinkle it multiple times until it literally had like the same feeling of like a tissue, like a Kleenex. And then I would go to the back of the room, get the hand sanitizer, rub it on the paper, and then I'd be like, okay, everyone, I'm selling scented tissues. When I tell you, like, as a kid, I made over $100 in elementary school, like, selling things. I don't know how these kids got money from their parents. I don't know how they convinced, like, bro, for one, bro, again, like, it would be, like, these people's stuff. So it's like, I don't know how you're not like, oh, well, I'm missing things. And then, like, you guys are coming into things. And then me and Bilal, we're basically talking, like, we're like, we should hire more people like the guy who runs like this in order to, like, kind of like expand our empire, because we kind of wanted to take over the school, like, not gonna lie. And again, this is what I mean, we had a lot of kids, so it's like there was us, like we were like plotting, but then there are the actual like bully kids who are like just like beating kids up. But like we wanted to get on that level, but in more of like an economic way, you know what I mean, more of like a like we're a hidden hand, like we have more control over it. So basically we tried to recruit more people like that one kid, but no one was really going for it. Like, to be real, it would have been really cool like if we got, like, we'd have people that like say that they were like part of it, but then they wouldn't when it came down to it. Like that kid, like he was just really easily influenced. Plus we saved his life twice. Like he literally owed us his life. Like what was he gonna do? Anyways, I knew what you're thinking. How did you guys get away with this? Like, is there like no moderation at the school? Actually, bro, at the time, it felt like the school was like really like super like tense. Like we always had staff members just on our jocks. Okay, now here's the thing. When it came to the stealing, nothing would be stolen that like truly mattered. Like it would be like stealing. Oh my gosh, dude, I stole so many pencils. If someone dropped their pencil on the floor, it was mine forever. Like pencils, erasers, small like trinkets, stuff like that. Okay, like we're not taking, I don't know anything of value like a 10-year-old would have, but like if they had like their mother's locket in there, like I don't think we were taking that. Like basically we would have things taken that like they wouldn't notice if they were missing. So basically And yeah, oh yeah, basically what I was trying to say is they were like kind of like cracking down on us. But the thing is, they didn't have a problem with the fact that I don't think they found out we were stealing. I think they found out I was stealing. I'll explain that in a second. The problem they had was us trying to sell things. Like they were like, Bryce, you have to like stop like with the whole like selling thing. So basically I had to stop. And then it got to the point where I had so many pencils saved up that like people knew, like, because eventually, because you know, they'd always be like, oh, teacher, can I get a pencil? Can I get a pencil? And she's like, where are all you guys' pencils at? And then like eventually, like one day, like they noticed like my pencil box, a ridiculous amount of pencils, bro, and I never bought one. And I can lie, the whole them being able to ask the teachers for a pencil thing kind of messed up my business model, because like she would always be like, that's how I got caught. Because I remember like every time like she would give someone a pencil, I'd be like, hey, you could just like buy one for me. Like why don't you, like sometimes I would literally sell them for like a penny. You know what I mean? I just wanted money. And then, you know, I'd split my earnings with Bilal because he was technically my business partner, but I would never give him even cut. It was more so like 75, 25. Bro, I would take like some like weak toys, you know, like some weak toys from home, you know what I mean? And it'd be like, hey, y'all want some of this? When Beyblades were a thing, bro. This me letting it rip, okay? Snatching someone's Beyblade. That's actually how me and Bilal like broke up as friends. Yeah, bro, it was over Beyblade. Dude, it was so bad. He basically sold his Beyblade for what he thought was $17. Now here's the thing, I think Beyblades don't even like cost that much. So he should have like, in hindsight, we both should have been like, basically sold his Beyblade. It ended up being like $5 or $6 and like something cents, right? And he was trying to get me to like sell my Beyblade. And then at first I was like, okay, I gave him the Beyblade. And then like, I got the money and I was like, this doesn't feel right. I counted it and I realized, I was like, this is not $17. And I pulled up on him. I was like, bro, like this is not the money that you said it was. And he was like, oh yeah, like my bad. That's what Francisco gave to me. And I'm like, I don't care about what Francisco gave you. I'm caring about what you giving me. So I was peeved, right? But I didn't want to get violent initially. Okay, at least not on my end. I told the dude, the autistic kid that would run at people like this, I told him, I was like, bro, I need you to get my Beyblade from him. He was like, okay. Because remember, I saved his life twice. Other dude only did it once. Basically, he pulled up on him, and then Bilal was standing in front of a basketball hoop. So like, like the pole like to the basketball hoop. So I already knew what type of timing it was. Bro ran at him, pow, hit his head on the metal pole. So I pull up and I'm like, bro, like I really need my Beyblade. He starts running, right? He drops a Beyblade. It's not my Beyblade, it's his Beyblade, right? I didn't see that he dropped it, so he turned around, grabbed it, picked it up real fast, all right? But then I'm like, man, I should have grabbed it. Anyway, I don't know why I had to tell you that I was thinking that, because I remember to this day, I'm like, bro, I should have just grabbed his Beyblade like in that moment, because then I probably could have brokered a deal peacefully. But anyways, running after him, but things, I'm faster than this guy, bro, again, athlete, bro. And eventually, I push him, and he was already at the end. Like I showed you guys where like the area by the trees was. Like again, these trees used to be much taller. By the way, the tree he got stuck in, the one kid got stuck in, was probably like about right here. So basically, he was like right here. There was nowhere to go, right? So I pushed him into the fence. Yeah, no, there was definitely a fence there because like this family, like they had like a dog. But anyways, fence pushed. Bow, he's on the ground, right? And then he gets up and now he's facing me. So now it's like, we're really gonna fight. So basically we're squaring up, okay? I get ready to lunge at him. He puts his foot up. He had this signature move, right? Where if someone lunged at him, he would go to kick them in their nether regions, right? Which is completely awful. I feel like even as a kid, you can't be doing that. Anyways, I caught him though, I caught his leg up, and he did the thing. It's literally in movies, like when they like do the thing, they're hopping on one leg now. I feel like that shouldn't be a thing, but he was hopping on one leg. So then I stepped on his other foot, and then like pushed this leg up so he fell. And then I took both Beyblades, my Beyblade and his Beyblade, and then I ran, and he's not catching me. So I have both Beyblades and the money. And do you want to know the craziest part about that story? Me and him were still friends after that. Like, me and him were like locked in. I think he didn't go to my high school or something. I think that's why me and him aren't friends today. Remember, me and bro were in middle school getting groomed, bro. We were tight. We were like this, bro. We were getting groomed by like the same women too. There was two of them. I remember we were, what's middle school age again? I don't know, like 12, 13 maybe. And basically like these girls, they were like, allegedly, they were like 18, 19, right? Like they were seniors in high school. It's what they told me and him. Now, mind you, they were his hoes at first. But then like he kind of just like put me on. So I'm like, thanks, bro. But then here's the thing. It's very possible that these women not only weren't women, but also weren't the ages that they said. Because again, their accounts were very, very suspicious if I'm looking back on it. You know what I mean? If I'm looking back on it evenly or fairly, I should say. Okay. But basically, yeah, they were texting us, trying to get us to send like meat pictures and whatnot, sending us scantily clad images back. And Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we're definitely getting groomed. It was definitely happening, and and this was all because this was before I had a phone. I didn't get a phone until high school. This was happening over Kick, and if you don't know about Kick, like Kick is a very like creepy app. Like you find out like, or we all found out like once we got older. But yeah, a bunch of groomers on Kick. Okay, yeah. So me and him were getting groomed, right? And when you get groomed with someone, that's a bond you share for life, dude. I'll never forget when I was getting molested, bro. I was so mad because this other dude who was there was not getting molested the way I was. Like the dude who was molesting me only wanted me. Oh, bro, it was so upsetting, bro. Basically, I don't know if I told the story before, but basically we were hooping, right? And dude, it was the worst thing ever because I remember I was on the basketball team actually, and this dude, he was like, oh, like, let me take care of the bigs. Like, he walked up to the coach. He's like, oh, let me take care of the bigs. Our head coach did not care about the bigs whatsoever. Bigs meaning, like, obviously, like, the people who were, like, playing center, in case you didn't know what I meant by that. It was basically me and this one other dude. Now, me and that one other dude, we were very obviously football players, probably part of the reason why coach didn't care about us. No, just sent us into the corner, all right? It's a big gym. It's, like, it's set up, like, there's the main court, and then there are, like, on the top end of the court there's a court, and on the bottom end there's a court, which they're slightly smaller, but like, it's a gym. So anyways, we're in like the dark part, right? Bro, this dude showing me post moves, bro. I'm like, man, and they're not even real post moves. Like, bro, like he's literally just like grind. Like, you see Dylan Brooks hump LeBron the other day. This dude was just humping me the entire time, and then like he was like, oh, let me show you. And then, bro, he was like throwing it back on me. And then when I was like trying to post him up, he's like, you gotta open your legs like this. And he was like humping into me and like grabbing like my inner thigh, bro, my meat touching, bro. It was horrible. The worst part about it is this dude, he would be like molesting me for 15 minutes, like under the guise of like we're hooping. And then my bro, like literally, he's like my best friend at the time. It would be his turn to get molested. He wouldn't get molested at all, bro. Like it would just be like 5 minutes of genuine post moves. Then I'd be right back in the thick of it, bro, with this dude grinding on me, grabbing my meat. Like, bro, it was horrible. No, it was horrible. He was genuinely throwing it back. And then like when he was like, oh, you got to be strong with it. So he'd grab me from behind and like push me like into him, bro. Dude, this dude was trying to feel straight meat. And it was horrible for such a long time, bro, because he worked at the school. He worked at the school. No one did anything about him. But then one day, he touched some girl, right? And then he got arrested for it, finally. He's in jail now, which is great. You love to see it. But, oh my gosh, I hate, bro. Sometimes, like, I'll talk to people, like, I went to school with, and, like, he'll come up in conversation. They're like, oh, like, can you believe that? And I'm like, yeah, bro. Yeah, I can believe that. Like, because they're like, oh, like, can you believe, like, he was touching that girl? Yeah, I can believe it. He molested me. That's why I can believe it. And then they're like, oh, like, I just thought he was nice. I'm like, shut up. Like, shut up. That's okay. For one, that's like just a horrible way to respond. If I tell you someone molested me, your first response shouldn't be, oh, but I thought they were like so nice. Like legitimately, like they said it to me with a smile. I was like, what is wrong with you? You know, as a woman who said that, bro, like God forbid she gets touched, right? And I'm like, what? I thought he was so cool. I thought he was a great guy. Then I'm a villain for that, right? As I should be. Bro, that's not how you react to things. Also, I just realized this video might get demonetized because I said the M word like multiple times. Now, since I know that, I'm gonna have to panhandle to you real quick, please. Please lob me a like and a subscribe, please. Anyways, yeah, no, that dude was touching me for a long time. Again, not touching my bro. My bro was right there, which, to be honest, okay, look here, I'm not telling you, I wasn't the most attractive guy at the time, I don't think. But like this guy, like, bro, people hated on this dude, bro. Like, he was my boy, but people hated on him. I remember one time, bro, this girl, like, she was trying to come on to me, and like she was trying to like give me a hug, and I just didn't want it. I was like, I gave her a high five instead. And she was like, rude. And then she turned out looked at him. She was like, ugly. And I was like, bro, why'd you say that to him? He had nothing to do with that. But yeah, anyways, I really hope they don't demonetize me for that. Anyways, I can't think about that. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, me and that kid, bro, we got groomed, bro. So we go way back. See, that's what I'm saying. Me and that kid have a bond of being groomed together. I don't know if he's figured out he's been groomed yet. I don't know. Maybe I should reach out. But if he does, that means like we have like a soul bond that me and bro who didn't get touched, like he doesn't get it. You know what I mean? Especially not. Oh my gosh. Especially not touched by that dude, bro. I need to find that dude's other victims. We need to like lock in. You know what I mean? But oh man, I still can't believe that girl. She was like, oh, I just thought he was so nice. Like, bro. Like, get alone in a room with him, see what happens. Okay. And that's not me wishing it on her. It's just like, if you're gonna say, oh, someone's so nice, like bro, imagine like someone like just like jumps you for no reason, like someone like beats your behind, right? And then you tell me, and I'm like, oh, what? Well, I like them so much. Like, I thought they were so cool. You're gonna be like, bro, like, get in the ring with them. So yeah, don't get twisted. Not wishing that on anybody, but like I'm expressing my annoyance with the term. But anyways, yeah, it was like a real life game of telephone, bro. It was actually crazy. Like, so boom, Bryce says she's hot. Bryce says she hot. Bryce says she hot. Blah blah blah. This dude too loud goes straight to her. She literally raised her hand in front of the entire class and was like, Bryce said I'm hot. In front of the whole class said that. I got sent in the hallway for saying she's hot. It's a compliment to my child self. She was a baddie. Like, come on. They don't believe in real love, bro. They don't believe in, brother. They were not, bro. They did not have me at this middle school. They were not picking up what I was laying down ever. They did not deserve me. I was always ahead of the curve. Like, bro, I was out there being a salesman, bro. They should be impressed. I'm out here spitting game, you know, like inviting short. Even, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I invited her before or after this happened. I can't remember. But like, anyways, at some point I invited her to my birthday party. She said, no, I hate you. I was like, man. And what really messed me up, bro, is I think she went to the last one. When I tell you, bro, when I started spitting game, I think that's when everyone stopped going to my birthday parties. Because mind you, I wasn't creeping about it, bro. I was just like, hey, let me be in your group. You know what I mean? Group work. Hey, guys, let's get in groups. Hey, shawty. Like, that's the kind of guy I was. I was bold, okay? When I say it never took a blow to my confidence to be rejected when she didn't go to my birthday. I don't know why though. It's funny because I feel like now if I were to be rejected like that, oh man, I'd be like, no. Like imagine I was single and I spit some game like at like another TikToker or something, or like I said something to somebody and then they're commenting on someone's TikToks like, oh, so and so like wants you, blah 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 blah, and they made like a video saying like, ooh, I hate him, blah blah blah. I would hate that. And bro, and the thing about her is I remember every time me and her would get into a fight about something, bro, me and her were. Bro, people low-key, the thing is, people low-key shipped us. People shipped me and her. Like, we were a little, you know, will they, won't they? We're the will they, won't they at the school. But the thing is, every time like, me and her would get into a fight, she'd be like, shut up. And I'm not going to your birthday. Like, that was, like, always, like, her, like, final line. Like, just, ugh. My thing is, when I was a kid, bro, I took my birthday so seriously. Bro, I would invite everyone to my birthday, unless they were white. I was a very racist child. I've mentioned that, right? I would, like, any black person I saw, bro, we could be in the drive-thru. I remember one time, bro, my mom loves this story. We were in the drive-thru to McDonald's. And I asked this dude if he could go to my birthday party because he was black. But you know what I mean, bro? Like, that's just the kind of timing I'm on, or I was on as a child. So anyways, me and her, will they, won't they? And me and her were will they, won't they for 2 years. I think it was first and second grade. But then third grade, bro. Actually, it could have been kindergarten and first grade. I don't know. But anyways, 2 year will they, won't they? Then new shorty came some year. It was either second grade or third grade she came in. And then me and her, bro, like again, another will they, won't they? Okay, we're like besties, but at the same time, there's a little bit of something there. I remember she'd pull up on me, bro. She'd be like, Bryce, I didn't get my hug today. Before the where my hug at became like a weird meme, she was that. And they were hating on us. The class was hating on us. They didn't want to see us thrive, okay? Because here's the thing. I was a square of the school. Okay, the other cool kids who would go around, you know, beating up people, not in self-defense, the way I beat people up in self-defense sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't even say I beat people up. Like, I definitely hit a bunch of people, but it was self-defense. I mean, kids I beat up, bro, was like, bro, when I slam that kid into the wall, like, that's beating someone up. Like, the other situation where I'm going like, pow, 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 or like a singular kick, or the stab even, like, come on, I was just defending myself. But now I remember dudes were hating on me and Shorty. They're like, oh, bro, the way y'all hug, like, we can see it. Like, y'all want each other. And we're like, what? Like, what are you talking about? What do you even mean? Literally, 2 dudes reenacted the hug. And mind you, 2 of, like, the toughest kids in class. He was like, hey, bro, you be him, I'm gonna be her. He was on bro like this. Because the thing is, he was mimicking the hug. And I'm like, bro, like, chill out. It's not that serious. Because the thing is, everyone wanted her. Okay, everyone wanted her. She was charismatic. But everyone was like, hey, bro, Bryce seems to have it on lock. Even though I didn't, okay? Again, it was a will they, won't they? And we did not, okay? And then a new girl came into the picture. I think it was 4th and 5th grade. And when I tell you, this was a real one everyone wanted. And at first, I didn't even peep it. I was just chilling. I was cooling. I was cool off that. And I think the teacher could sense I was the only one who didn't want her, so he put her right next to me. And I was like chilling. I was doing my own thing. My handwriting is bad. She's like, why you write like that? I was like, it's just how I write. Leave me alone. And I was cooking. And then like she was doing this like little like game with like her eraser. No. She was like marking the paper really dark and then wiping it with her hand and then like making it kind of like made this like fade effect, and then she would erase like certain symbols into it. And I was like, yo, like that's cool. Can you teach me how to do that? And she taught me how to do it. And that was the start of me and her, bro. We was locked in. We was locked in, bro. We was like best friends. Again, it was another will they, won't they? Oh my God, another will they, won't they? Everyone was shipping us until Luis, remember he was one of the dudes I beat up from earlier. Luis took her from right under my nose. And I'm sitting back, I'm like, I can't believe Luis did that to me, bro. I can't believe Now, mind you, again, I do not remember if this was before or after I beat him up, but like, I couldn't believe Luis did this to me. I never saw it happen. It happened out of nowhere. Someone dared him to do it. It was off a dare. And I remember it was 4th grade. Okay, it was near the end of the year. It was, bro, that sucked. There was one day I was working on something inside, and I saw them running around playing. On the outside, Louise and my girl, who was supposed to be my girl, out there running, playing around. There's this other kid named Derek. He was running around. He had a girl. Like it was another situation. Derek used to make fun of me for having a really high pitched voice, bro. He was a hater, but he was cool. Me and him were friends. I saw them out there. They were all playing, bro. I was like, man. I was like, when is it gonna be my turn? When is the will they, won't they gonna be a they will? You know, when are we gonna flip those words around? And I got into middle school, bro. I like this new girl. I was like, man, okay, this is the move. And when I tell you, the most embarrassing thing happened. This is so embarrassing. I can't even dwell on it. I almost cursed, bro. Basically, first day of school, sharing fun facts about ourselves. She said, and mind you, this was, I think, 7th grade. Like that, I known her for like a year or so. Her fun fact was I like rice. Rice, like the food, R-I-C-E. My name is Bryce, B-R-Y-C-E. It rhymes. It sounds very similar sometimes. She said she liked rice. I thought she said she liked me, right? You know what I did, bro? I said yay in the middle of the class. I said yay in the middle of the class. Everyone heard me say yay. The teacher heard me say yay. Now, it could have been worse because some people thought she said Bryce. And I think my yay kind of contributed to some of that agenda. But some people were like, yeah, no, she definitely said rice. And you know those things where they're like, bro, that's so embarrassing. Like, but like that other person probably doesn't remember that. I hope that's one of those things. But I feel like if I were to bring it up to her, like me and her don't talk or anything, but if I were to bring it up to her, I think she'd be like, oh yeah, I do remember that. Which is horrible. But I don't think she thinks about it in the day-to-day. And I usually don't until I was thinking about my childhood love interest. And this wasn't even a will they, won't they. It was just a they won't. It was just a they won't, bro. But I was in situations, bro, where I always felt like I was so close. I was always so close yet so far. They'd get a new man. I'd be like, I'd be cooked, bro. She liked the bad boys. I was too clean cut. I was too Will Smith. She wanted a Tupac. This is me. This is me. This is bro. It's me, this bro. Like, again, like, you can see, bro, you can check. Bro, why they, yeah, don't, bro, there's no need to censor that. Come on. Okay. Look, you can tell, bro. You can tell. Look. Like, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted about Will. Okay? Will Smith, look, I meant to do it in my, oh, yeah, by the way, people ask me about my private browsing. I remember why I do this. I do this because I'll look up my own TikTok account, but if I do it and it's not in private mode, it'll automatically log into my TikTok, and if you're logged into TikTok, you get less views. That's kind of like a thing, but anyways. But yeah, I was wondering why I was in private too. It didn't make any sense. By the way, like, because again, like, if I watched adult videos, it would not be on this computer. Because my worst fear would be like I'm making a video or I'm streaming or something, and then I accidentally show y'all. Like, But nah, like Will Smith, bro, he got it in him. You can see, bro, aggravated assault. Look, Will Smith mugshot from brutal. It's brutal. 1989 assault. He's got it in him. Just like I have it in me. Right? Whoops. But you know, Tupac's Tupac. You know, he presents it. He presents it far more. He absolutely presents it far more. And the thing is, if you want to say I don't have it in me, bro, listen back to those elementary school stories. You know how dark I can go, okay? And even in middle school, I hit this kid in the head with a brass mallet, bro. Got suspended, dude. He had to get stitches in his head. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what happened. This is a long story. Since it's not elementary school, I'm not gonna go into it. Okay, basically, he kept messing with my music stand when we had a substitute teacher in band. But the substitute teacher kept thinking it was me. Mind you, substitute teacher white, I'm black, this kid's white. He thinks like and I'm taller than everyone. People think I'm an athlete. You know, people think I'm there to cause trouble. So I keep getting in trouble for that. And like, I'm like, bro, stop playing with it. He plays with it, pow, knocks down my stand. At one point, I get to the point, I hit him with the brass mallet in the back, and he's like, ah. I'm thinking he's gonna stop. Bro, this dude did it again. Pow, one in the head. Started bleeding profusely. And then I instantly Everyone in the class was like getting on him. They're like, oh, no, no, no. Mind you, this is 6th grade, okay? Everyone's like pulling up on him like, oh, no, you need help. And I'm pleading my case off the rip. I'm like, yo, like he was really messing with my stand. And then the substitute teacher was like, no, you get out. You stop. And I was like, bro, where do I even go? So I just went out. I went in the hallway. So then eventually like some like, I don't know what security person's like, hey, man, like, yeah, you're going to have to come with me. So I come with there, go to, was it vice principal's office? They call my mom. She comes in. They explain what happened. I get suspended. But again, my mom was like, you don't understand. Everyone's always messing with him. And I'm like, my mom gets it. And I'm like, I wish I could look at her and be like, yo, mom, you get it. But no one else does, bro. People always mess with me. Okay. And then they get a comeuppance. And then they get surprised when they get a comeuppance. Like the story of my life, bro. Just like when I was arguing with that fat woman, bro. She called me the F slur and I called her fat and everyone was like, oh, Bryce, you took it too far. Please, bro, you gotta defend yourself at some point. As you can see, like the formative years of my life were based off defending myself. I had no choice. You think I wanted to beat those kids up? Yeah, a little bit. Like, once beat those kids up as a child, while I was a child. Okay, don't take that out of context. You think I want to beat those kids up while I was also a kid? Kinda. But it's just I got a taste of it. Bow, bow, bow. But I would never do it unprovoked. Okay, I have morals. But thankfully, I remember the principal, bro. He pulled up on me after I hit the kid, and he was like, bro, just like, don't hit him in the head next time. And I was like, okay, yeah, I got you. But here's the thing. That principal, he sounds like a real one, but he ended up being the principal to my high school too. And then he told one of my future coaches, like Penn State, they came to visit me in my high school while I was there. And then they came to talk to me, bro. And they were talking to the principal. And then he was like, yeah, Bryce has some problems like showing up to school. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because the thing is, bro, in high school, I was crazy depressed. That's why, bro, whenever I get like, because when people just insult people on the internet, they're like, oh yeah, you probably peaked in high school. Bro, high school was so horrible for me, bro. I literally could barely get out of bed. But he's over here telling them like, oh yeah, he doesn't show up to school. Like, bro, what do you want them to like take the Scully or something? Take the scholarship? They didn't, obviously, but yeah, I just thought that was a weird move. But anyways, the kid that hit in the head with the brass mallet, he was like part of, okay, we had 3 programs in middle school. There was Rockies, Alps, and Peaks. Rockies was for the stupid kids. Peaks was for like the absurdly like really weird, like they don't have any social skills, smart kids. And Alps was for like the normalish smart kids. I was in Alps, okay? He was in Peaks. And Peaks was like a cult. So once they found out I did, mind you, we're in 6th grade, but it was like that. Once they found out I did something to one of their peakers, someone who was in Peaks, bro, they hated me. Bro, there are people who hate me to this day for that. Bro, the amount of things I get held against me to this day because just like little things I did. Like, yeah, like whatever. I sent them to the ER. Like, it happens, bro. I'm just a kid. But anyways, yeah, you can see I have the evil within me, like just a little bit, like when it comes down to it, I gotta look at the eyes, okay? However, far more evil presenting. So that's why I didn't get shoddy, okay? Broke my heart. That was like my second to last childhood will they, won't they? Except the thing about my will they, won't they's is they always turned into they won't. Like, never once have I been a part of a will they, won't they that ended up being like, ooh, they will. Unless like, nah, bro. Because sometimes like, when women be like plotting on you sometimes. So they'll come to you kind of like all friendly vibes, but like they want. You know what they want, and then like you gotta give it to them. But yeah, isn't that crazy, man? Like the stuff like I went through like as a child, bro. Like they were just putting me through it constantly. Trials, tribulations, more trials. So yeah, anyways, that's why I didn't go to that girl's place for the holidays. Okay, the track record of just being very unwanted. I felt like removing myself was the best thing to do. But obviously that did end up making her upset, and I still feel bad about it to this day. That's something I know I shouldn't have done. And anyways, so basically, at the crib, right, at my friend's crib, I kind of had like 2 situations going on, and like it's like what's going on here. I didn't really know. I wasn't really like tapped into it. I was so focused on like I don't know other things. Like I'd be so locked out sometimes. But anyways, so it was very frustrating that I'm trying to like take this girl home, my friend home, and literally they're like, oh, like you're taking her the wrong way. No, I know where she lives. I'm there all the time. I lived with them for a week, and I literally went there all the time. Like they were like very good friends of mine. Like these aren't just like friends that like I see like bro, like I would see them pretty much like almost every day. So anyways, drove her home, went back to the function, okay, immediately. And this function, bro, I kind of became a victim of racism at the function. Basically, there was this dude there. He was an interesting kind of guy. He was trying to get me to like sell illegal substances for him. And I could tell he was just asking me that because I was black. you know, and he would tell, he like, bro, he's like, I hate white people. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, you know, like he was trying to get like points for it. And he was basically, he's like, bro, like if you could put me on to like new clientele. But it was the way he was saying, I could tell he wanted to be able to like sell to black people, and he wanted to like recruit me to be like a seller. And I was like, you know, I'll think about it. I'll see what I can do. Ended up not happening, which is good. I strongly was considering it at the time, but it's like, bro, like imagine I went to jail. You know what I mean? Like I would hate that. Like, bro, my plug went to jail. Oh, that was horrible. But anyways, at the function, the same girl who was like, oh, are you like a bad guy? That they're saying she lives that way. The one who was accusing me of, you know, taking my friend to do unspeakable things. Me and her started talking. We were chatting a little bit. Then, you know, me and her, we retired to my quarters, went back to my place, and then we canoodled. We canoodled indeed. And let me say this. This was, I don't know how this link up happened, to be real with you. When I tell you, me and her were like, that night we like locked in. Like, I think we said we loved each other. I don't know why though. But like, am I just, bro, like Monte, that's not the only time like that's happened. But like, sometimes I just got the charisma for it. You know what I mean? And literally, like afterwards, we literally started like taking like couples like tests like together. It was, I don't know why we were on that. Like even like, I don't know. Like I know we were sauced, but I don't think we were sauced enough for that to make sense. Like I don't know why we did that. You know, I was tweaking low key, and yeah, that definitely. Oh, I'm sorry. I was tweaking. But when I'm off the drink, I get really affectionate. Okay, now mind you, yeah, like not in a situation where I can't control myself. Thank God. Like I'm not like one of those guys who gets like touchy when they're drunk. But I'm in a situation where I'm sauced. Obviously single. I'm sauced. This woman's talking to me. I'm gonna spit the game of my life, and I'm gonna match energy. So if she's coming at me with a bunch of affection, I'm gonna come with it back. Like I remember, bro, me and this girl, it was this outdoor party. I think it was for Penn State spring game. It was the first time I ever had a Four Loko, and I finished it in like 2 minutes, and I had a White Claw like 3 minutes after, and I finished that even faster. I didn't know what Four Loko was capable of at the time. I thought it was something similar to like a Truly or a White Claw, where it's like you can drink it fast and it doesn't really do that much. But then my friend came down. He was like, bro, you got to understand. Like we had this friend who was like a really big alcoholic, and he was like, bro, he's like, our alcoholic friend, which he said his name, but he's like, our alcoholic friend like takes like at least like 15 minutes to finish that. And I was like, oh man. So I was kind of scared. But anyways, we're walking outside, you know, we're going to the spring game. We meet up with his friend, my roommate's friend, and then her friends are also there. One of her friends instantly gives me one of the eyes, like just like kind of, and I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know we were on it this early. And bro, I'll tell you, she was on me for the rest of the day. For the rest of the day, bro. Oh, but bro, we were both so sauced. Thank God nothing happened between us. But basically, bro, she literally like she pissed like right in front of me, not on me, but basically she was like, oh, I have to use the bathroom. So we walked off, and then like she literally, I don't even know if it was her car. Like she just peed outside a car. I was like, oh, you don't gotta be doing all that, but she did it. And to this day, when I talk to that friend that I went out with that time, he will make fun of me for that because he was like, bro, it's looking like you two were in love because we're all over each other. But that's how I am. I'm a hashtag real lover. Bro, that's what, dude, my girl is so lucky. She's so lucky to have me. I'm so glad. I'm glad I can be me for her. Because here's the thing. I'm not just a real lover drunk, okay? I'm a real lover sober. But, you know, I'm under the right circumstances. You know what I mean? Like, I'm, like, since it's my girl, I'm going to be like, you know what I mean? I'm going to be all over. The women I date, they be feeling so affectioned, so cared for, so loved. But also not loved, though. Kind of, because, you know, I have a history of, like, being kind of, like, nonchalant, I guess. But, like, energetically though, they feel it. They just don't feel it when it's like when I'm like texting or whatever. I'm like, come on, that's text. But you see me in person, bro, putting the moves on you. Like we're just yeah, I love locking them in. Like Monte, bro, meeting me single at a function has changed lives, bro. Like people complete, like I don't think they're the same. Like, here's the thing. When I'm drunk, bro, all you gotta do is get to level 3. Okay, you get to level 3, meaning like level 3 of like interest shown. Like you show me you're at level 3, bro, we're going to 10. We're instantly going to 10 off pure vibes. Like we can sit here, we can talk very casually, you know what I mean? But if you hit me with like hey, like I think you're really cute or you're really handsome, I hit you with like, yo, like you're beautiful. And it's something about me, something about the way I say it. You're so gorgeous. I be hitting with the you're so gorgeous, dude. I love being a real lover in this day and age. I love being like a real like compliment, like bro, like you know when they talk about dudes humbling women, it's funny because when they say that, like they think they're talking about me. I will never be that guy, bro. Like that's why in those situations, bro, I be hyping them up. I be uplifting them. I be uplifting women, bro. You don't even, Dude, when I tell you, I get like uplifting women traditionally gets me bricked up every time. That's why, bro. That's why when I get the negging allegations, the oh, you're trying to humble women allegations, I never get it. I never understand it. It doesn't click. It doesn't click for me. Because when I tell you, bro, when I was single and I was at a function, I would get up, rise, bro, rise. That's what I would tell them, bro. Dude, they would be, I feel like they would see me as some sort of deity. And I wish I could repeat to you what I'd be saying when I'm off the, man, if I was sauced right now, I'd be able to tell you, but I can't. I'm sober. Oh yeah, by the way, again, every time I do like silly things in a video, people think I'm drunk. No, I'm completely sober right now. But it's like, I can't even tell you what I say just because my drunk mind comes up with it so much faster. And especially when I'm in the situation, bro. But trust me, bro, they're in there feeling uplifted. And again, we get to level 3, we're locked. Because here's the thing, bro. I've never been a one night stand guy in my life. Never. That's never been my preferred method. Okay. So when I get sauced, if I get sauced and I want you in a particular way, I'm going to be talking to you, like we're partners, like we've been there, like we've been there forever. I'm going to look at you like we've been there forever. And bro, and it's like deep down, bro, I feel like deep down, at least the people who are really into like one night stands, I must have never really came across any. But like, I feel like who I talk to, like deep down, I know that they want that. They want like that relationship. They want that connection. So it's like, I'm giving it to you right now. This is me. My name is Bryce and I'm here to change your life. My name is Bryce and I'm here to like bless you for the rest of time. You will never forget this moment. Bro, I'd be hitting them with let's not think about tomorrow. Let's put all our problems aside, bro. I'd be giving them a vacation mentally. Bro, I would be spitting game like the comet was going to hit tomorrow. Like today was like the last day. And here's the thing. I will be the first person to tell you, I don't have game. I don't have game, okay? Just aura and vibes all the way. But it's like the game just comes out, and you know what I mean? And it's like, it's not even game. It's just talking, bro. Like, and here's the thing. Pro tip on game. It's the most unnecessary thing in the world, okay? Like, you don't need to sit there. You're like, yes, I hit the you're so gorgeous, you're beautiful, blah, blah, blah. I don't overdo it. But, like, you don't need game to thrive. When I tell you it's all about energy, me and, like, women, when we're, like, have been at functions, and, like, I'm, like, and they're, like, coming on to me heavy, half the time, we're not even talking about anything. Oh, what's your major? Oh, what do you want to do with that? This girl got crotch to crotch on me and we were talking about our families. Family life. But it's like she could just tell. She could see it within me, okay? And it could be the eyes. I am an eye guy. Like, you can't really tell through the internet because obviously I'm not really looking at anything, but like I'm an eye guy. Isn't it like really cool to think that like you're not even here right now? I'm just talking to nothing. Like, bro, I'm so mentally ill. It's kind of crazy. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm an eye guy. Like, it's like you ever meet, man, here's the thing. Like, look, I don't mean to glaze my own eyes. I don't mean to glaze my own eye contact, but it's just what I've heard. My eyes have always been a big part of it. Anytime, like I ask like someone or like someone, oh yeah, no, like here's the thing. I don't ask those kind of questions. Okay. But the questions will be asked me, oh, like, what do you like about me? What do you think's attractive about me? I'll deliver my answer. And I'm like, oh, like, what about me though? Eyes is always up there. And I think it's because I have so much soul. Like there's so much lore behind my eyes. Like, especially at this point. Like, bro, if you can maintain eye contact for an extended period of time, bro, because the thing is, I don't even know if it's my eyes just being like gorgeous, which like I hope so, like thanks. But like, I feel like keeping that eye contact is a big factor of it. I can be in any situation, I can be nervous as hell. But my eyes are gonna be locked in, damn it. I'm not looking away, okay? Because it's like, if you look away, you're talking to the hoes, you look away, phew, someone snatched her, okay? Next thing you know, you're going home with a soft Johnson, okay? And you don't want that. But however, again, you don't want to stare and be creepy. My thing is I just match like the eye contact, you know what I mean? Like if I'm looking and they look away, I'll look away for a second. But then I gotta look back. And I feel like that's common sense. I feel like y'all know. Something I always loved about me, another thing, bro, I can be in the gayest fit of all time. The most feminine fit. And I can have the most toxic masculinity enthusiast. You know what I'm getting at. Like literally, I remember this one girl, she was straight homophobic. Always asking me the whole like, are you gay thing? I'm like, okay, chill. She was just a friend of a friend though. So like, that's why I was like keeping around her. But then one day I was in an extremely gay fit. Extremely. It was over. It was over because the thing is, again, the eyes, the energy was still there. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm seeing, like, we're like on each other. I'm like, bro, she definitely, like, aside from it being on me, she hates this fit, but it works, bro. It's like the equivalent of like picking up someone knowing you're in a bad fit. Like, one thing, bro, I can change it. I change lives. I change lives. Yeah, I mean, literally. And the thing is that the amount of times I've heard, oh man, I usually don't like when people, wear stuff like this. I don't like earrings on guys usually, blah, 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 blah. But you. It's always but me. You know what? I changed the game completely. Their game, they can never look at it the same way again. If they hate earrings on men, they're like, oh, I hate earrings on men, except there was this one guy. I hate men that wear crop tops, but oh man, there was this one guy. He looks so good. And I don't know what it is, bro, but I know whatever it is what makes me destined for stardom. Truly, on God. Like, I simply can't have this much aura and have it mean nothing. Okay? Like how many people on this earth could get accused of being a predator, and preying on a woman, and then end up, getting involved with and canoodling with the accuser, which is what this video is about, if you don't remember. Not many people could swing that, but I did because I'm amazing. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys understand. I'm so goated, bro. And don't get me wrong, when I'm telling these stories, I'm not reminiscing on these situations, okay? I'm relishing myself and how desirable I am. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, it's not like, oh man, like, all these women, she was so, like, I don't care about these women, okay? Get them out of here. Throw them to the wolves. Not seriously. Don't throw them to the wolves. But, like, it's about me. Like, bro, like, I'm so goat. Like, you know what I mean? And you know what's funny? And that goes both ways. Because I remember a lot of people were like, oh, like, especially when I first was blowing up on TikTok, when it was like, me being like toxic, I guess that's what people wanted to call it. I'm like, oh, he's telling these stories where he's being mean to women, blah, blah, blah. Dude, it was never about the women. It was always about every story I told, even stories that weren't dating related, that were just about me and my friends. I was always the main character. It's just about what I'm doing. Like this person I'm telling you about, completely ignore. Like, I don't care. Like, the caption to this video is something like, she thought I was a predator. Bro, don't worry about that. Don't worry about her. It's about me, bro. Like, I remember, like, not so much anymore, but I remember I used to get accusations like, oh man, like, you're just like ridiculing these women, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not. I'm the main. It's about me. It's about me and how I maneuver, maneuver throughout life, and how some may consider me to be an interesting guy. That's what it's about. Like, every story I tell is going to be about me. Even, again, the girl who called me her dad's name. I think that's probably my most interesting story. That's why I always reference it. The girl who called me her dad's name. Like, yes, she did that. Yes, that was kind of crazy. Yes, that's the tagline. But the story is about how I interacted with it. Ooh, how did I maneuver through that situation? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, when I tell you these stories, that's why I've never seen the appeal of making, like, traditional forms of content. And let me explain what I mean by that. Like, people who give, like, fun facts about, like, animals, or do, like, researches on certain topics and are like, oh yeah, like, I'm giving you, like, this blah 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 blah. It's because the topic becomes the main character. Okay, if I'm giving you, like, animal facts every day, you're like, oh yeah, I'm here for the animals. No, I want you to be here for BRS. Okay, that's why I make everything about me. And I remember, like, I forgot what video it was. They're like, bro, this dude drops his credentials in every video. Yeah, I do, because it's about me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't want you to come here for any reason other than, what's this guy up to? What does he have to say about this? That's it's about me, bro. It's always been about me from the very beginning. And I feel like the more people understand that, the less, like, oh, you're a misogynist allegations I'm gonna get. Absolutely. Because come on, bro. It's about me. I'm still completely sober, by the way. I love being just a weird guy. But anyways, that is the video. Let me think. State of affairs. What's going on? See, originally I was thinking, as I was going on about that, like, elementary school shenanigans, I was gonna make that a separate video, but I'm like, nah, bro. Like, this is where my mind naturally took me. This is gonna be a full video. I don't know how long it is. Do you think it's gonna be over an hour? I don't know. I haven't edited it yet, so it might be. But yeah, daily upload grind. We're still on it. And this one, woke up earlier. This one's getting out on time. But yeah, I'm trying to think of ways I can caption this video to make it more, like, poppy. Like, I don't know if she thought I was a predator is, like, good enough. Like, I kind of want to be like, she thought I was a predator. So me and her like slept together or something like that. I don't know. I might figure it out. Might not figure it out. But anyways, I like this video. I'm happy with it right now. Trying to think. Anything else? I obviously got those longer videos planned that I'm still working on. But yeah. Anyways, I'll figure it out. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Everything I have to say. I'm so sorry, and I love you. Okay. Have a great day, night, evening, morning.